welcome to witnessup.com. So I'm just going to leave this on the screen and talk about it for a bit. But Apple is going to soon replace the iPhone with a contact lens that lets you see in VR. Now, guys, this is something that we've talked about on this channel for a long time. And it's always in increments. If you have followed, you know what I'm talking about, It's from, cell phones to, people having the emojis that fits them, to Snapchat and how they use those filters to, take logs of your facial features and facial recognition. All this other stuff, guys, like these are all old videos. We have many videos on this topic of, that AI technology, if you will. But furthermore, how it's, in your pocket and how it's going to be, one day pushed to being in your right hand or on your forehead, as the Bible talks about, right? The mark of the beast. We will not be able to buy, sell, or trade if we don't accept the mark of the beast. And again, guys, we're in the process of doing a huge documentary on the mark of the beast and all the, subcategories, if you will, that are going to happen just for the mark of the beast to happen. And again, just a quick rundown of that, like digital currency, stuff like this, right? The technology and man combined, all that good stuff. It's not just a snake bite. It's not just stuff that's happening right now, but also stuff that still needs to happen. Long story short, I want to see what everybody thinks about this, guys. Typically, we all agree, especially, in the comments section on certain platforms. I know, like our YouTube channel, we're either, always redoing YouTube or we're having to wait to upload because they have something against something that we're saying in one of our videos. Needless to say, guys, I know typically we get comments, feedback, emails, all this good stuff about our video topics and people agreeing with them, which is such a beautiful thing, and thank you all for that, by the way. But this is more of like a question, more than me just ranting, right? Because obviously I always get on here and rant, and then, it's just like people agree, like I said. But what I would really like is people's feedback on this topic. How do you think that this is going to work out? Because a lot of people, they don't typically like glasses, or contacts, I should say, and they prefer glasses. But what we're starting to see now is they have, the digital glasses as well that'll work just like a smart device. So now it's kind of like they're giving you both options. Like you can wear your contacts or you can wear your glasses. Either way, put these on and you'll be in the virtual reality yourself. So basically what this article is saying is Apple's in the process of designing high-tech contact lenses which will let you live in augmented reality without the need for a handheld device, something that we've talked about again for a long time. It says the Apple Lens is what they're calling it, will combine the iPhone with the Apple Glass and contact lenses so that you can make calls, search the web, and even play video games. Now, guys, think of how many people are on their phone and not paying attention to the world around them, right? With that being said, the way that I like to look at these things are the way that they try to put the fear-mongering in us, right? I know the Bible talks about not necessarily fighting fire with fire. We should turn the other cheek and whatnot. But it also does talk about Ephesians 5:11, right? We got to expose the enemy. So, just because they want to come at us with a certain aggression doesn't mean we have to, mirror that. But in the same sense, let's expose them, right? So this is what I want to know, guys. How do you think that this is going to play out in a sense of, everyday life, right? Because they like to always hit us with the whole, okay, well, they're going to be pro woman's choice, if you will, when it comes to having, because, I got to watch myself so I don't get deleted because of the algorithm. They'll always say, my body, my choice, and you should know what that goes hand in hand with, right? They say that it's a woman's choice. It doesn't matter about, the child and this and that and whatever the case. And typically they'll try to, again, fearmonger, and they'll try to use that whole, well, what if it's, somebody that they don't know and, they beat them up in an alley and do this, and then they find out that they're prego, right? So I can use that same theory against them, right? With this, how do we not know that there's not some creep out there who's going to wear the Apple, what is it called? The Apple Lens, and they're not going to be taking pictures of women, right? Who's to say that they're not going to be a weirdo, try to run into a changing room at a shopping mall or something like this and try to get pictures of women, right? Or, God forbid, obviously, I would obviously snap somebody's neck in public if I ever seen it, but even towards children, right? There's a lot of weird people out there already, and there's a lot of weird people that do just stare, and they are pretty creepy. Now again, if you're a woman or if you're, whatever the case may be, I want to know your opinions about this. Would you be okay with a bunch of people walking around doing this, right? Because they try to use that on us all the time, right? Again, my body, my choice type deal. Now we just lost the rights to that. We lost it with the snake bite, and now we're going to lose it because of the Apple lens. There's going to be people walking around taking photos of you, and you're not even going to know. You're going to think that they're just looking at you for a second. You're going to have to be careful when you try to bend over and tie your shoe. You're going to have to be careful every move you make. These people are going to be able to take photos of license plates. If they're driving behind you and they have road rage, then they can take a picture of your vehicle and save it on their contact lens without even pulling up their phone and pulling that out. You look at all these videos on TikTok and Instagram and Facebook and all these platforms where people are like, oh, this is a Karen or whatever the case, and they have their cell phone out at somebody's face, right? Or all these interactions with the police, and they pull out their cell phone and they're recording. How do you think that this is going to, add to that fire, if you will? Just a question, right? I want to know what everybody thinks about this, because these are the kind of things that I think when I see it. It says that it'll basically blend with your natural eye color, and it'll use something called Reality OS. It says that they'll be cheaper, I should say, than the iPhone, and the price will range from, $100 to $200. Now, obviously, we know that this is going to be something that will go far, because I personally know a lot of people that are, technically senior citizens that wear even the Apple Watches and whatnot, and they're sending text messages from their watch. And, it's very Back to the Future-ish, if you will. You know what I mean? All these same people that never thought that they'd see technology like this, got to witness, and experience the pager, the car phone, the cell phone, the Blackberries and all this other stuff. And now we're at this day and age where, we're walking around with the watch as a cell phone and, all this other stuff, guys. Like now we're going to have the, Apple glasses and the Apple contacts, man. So I really want to know what everybody thinks. Again, this is one of the news updates. I try not to keep these any longer than 10 minutes. Again, if you're listening on witnesshub.com, I thank you. And we pray for you guys daily. I end every video saying, regardless of if you're a troll, if you're lukewarm, or if you're a true believer of the Most High as we are and a truth seeker, then either way, we're over here praying for you. We love you. And let me know in the comments, what do you guys think about this? What do you think all the bad stuff is that's going to come with this? Typically we have people, oh, you just see the bad in everything. It's like, well, there's not much good in this day and age. And I just want to know what everybody has to say about this specific topic. Would you wear them, right? If you're listening to this channel, you probably wouldn't, but you got to know somebody that's going to get them right away, right? The guy that, stands in line for brand new shoes, always wearing a fresh white t-shirt, although they're eating spaghetti and, they're all freaking out, trying not to get stain on their t-shirt. And same with the women, right? There's some women that are, got their eyelashes all wild and, they got to stay like this head to toe. Do you think this is something that they're going to get? What type of person do you think is going to buy this? In other words, do you have anybody that comes to your mind who you're going to be like, oh, this is somebody who's going to stand in line and grab one right away? And where do you think it's going to take us, right? Again, guys, I love you all. Thank you for tuning in. All honor, praise, thanks, glory, and victory be to our Father, Yahushua HaMashiach, the one we call Jesus, right? I love you all, and I pray that you find him in prayer and repentance if you haven't already, and that he blesses your home and blesses you and your loved ones. Love you guys, and God bless.